I had my YouTube hooked up to the stream so I could check my volume. I just randomly switched on to like some Punjabi YouTube video and I don't know why. Anyway, my previous stream just got disconnected. I may decide to keep this stream. I may decide to keep both. I may decide to keep just the last one depending on how long this one lasts. But I just landed on this planet. It looks somewhat promising, other than these ugly ass flora. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop a base computer because what I'm doing on the stream is trying to find a planet too wet. Not the ugliest. Like if the goddamn flora was just different, this might be the planet. So I gotta keep looking, but I don't know how to do it. And not too, what did I say already? Not too wet, not too ugly, not too bumpy. This is not too bumpy. The problem with bumpiness is if I'm walking on a treadmill and I'm having to jetpack around just to stay in a straight line too much, it'll be like immersion braking for the treadmill situation. So like if I was to walk this direction right now, I could walk pretty far before like I have to jetpack. So that's cool. Let me check this out for a little bit of water. Oh, I was gonna rename the bases. What about that at a later date? Okay. I just realized. Never mind, I'm not gonna say it. Hopefully my ass wasn't up for that. Because my pants are kind of sagging. And I definitely turned around. So if you saw a large portion of my boxer, I apologize. No one wants to see that. When I started playing No Man's Sky, I couldn't find the fucking scientist in my first planet that I was based on, where you have to build your very first base, was a radioactive planet. So like I walked around it for literally like 10-20 hours. Like I don't know why I couldn't figure out how to find the scientist, but ever since that experience, I don't like radioactive planets. Like I'm just over them. I guess they have their own appeal to them, but they don't have any charm left to me. Let's get out of here. Is this the moon I just landed on? Like, did I just re-land on that moon? I might have like just stressed by the fact that my stream got dropped. Let's figure out what's going on. I haven't been there. Okay, I think I definitely landed on that same radio twice, especially if that's a moon. Still not a good planet to walk around. So I'm actually like a big fan of these cartoony graphics. Like I like the cartoony graphics, and I think they could potentially work very good for VR. Like cartoony graphics in VR are good because they look crisper than realistic graphics. I just hope it's not too immersion breaking. I don't think it will be, but I mean there is a risk that like because they're cartoony when you're flying in VR, the cartooniness of the like interior, or the cartooniness of the interior of the ship might be accentuated. Oh man, I'm not even gonna try and say that one. Tan. I lied. I'm not gonna try and say it, and then I immediately try and say it. The void of flora and fauna. Okay. Colors the soil. Gray. Okay, so I'm not gonna walk around this. I actually do kind of like these planets. Like, the first one I ever found that was just like very, very moon-like. Like even more so than this, but like I loved it. It was one of my favorite planets ever found, but I don't want to walk around it for like 48 hours, or however long it takes me to circumnavigate. Don't think I've been there. That's probably a frozen planet with that color blue. But I don't know. Like, going through this experience, and I've said this before, I'm pretty sure, has made me like realize even more so than before how limited the biome selection is. You know, there's a very limited number of biomes. So I'd like to see more biomes with Beyond. Like, I don't really care about any other variation at this point. I mean, I do. That's a lie. I do care about variation, but like in particular, I want to see more biomes. But like, to be honest, even though I can recognize that they're lacking, I can't think of that many like new biomes that they could add to like make it even more exciting. I don't like particularly like the exotic biomes that they've added. Like, they're okay, but like the synthetic planets I'm not a big fan of. Like, I like the more organic planets. So like I would like to see more biomes in that direction, but I can't, like swampy planets would be cool. If Beyond allows, I mean, if like the switch to Vulcan, the switch to Vulcan allows for like larger forests, that would be my number one thing. I would love to see like these massive forests. I don't really care. Like, people always say, like, they talk about Vulcan, they talk about big bases, and actually I care a little bit. That could be really cool, like especially if people are building like mini cities, like the good builders of this game are building mini cities. That could be really cool. But for me, the number one thing I would be excited for Vulcan is the potential to have like real true forests. I don't want to knock this vegetation too much because it's alright, but like, I mean, actually, in all honesty, like this is probably the maximum height that vegetation would grow on a planet that's minus 57.3 degrees Celsius in the sun. But nonetheless, like a planet with massive trees would be awesome. A planet with like, hey, I'll feed you, come lead, I'll look at you. thick forest would be awesome. So some more variation in like the density of vegetation would be cool. Because I feel like even though there's like flora and fauna can be like classified differently, I don't really notice the difference unless it's like barren. Whoa, look at your body. Kind of like a mix between a turtle and a ram. And I like it. I like it, you're not. Hey. Why have 3 tails? Like, what's the evolutionary advantage of having 3 tails? It's just a general curiosity. Isn't it to attack or is it to defend? I don't know. Yeah, I'm not gonna walk around. I found a couple better frozen plains. This frozen plain is nice, but it's very, textured in geography, which is obviously normally a good thing, but for walking around in VR on a treadmill, not great. Let me check it. Oh, what a terrible name. That is potentially one of the most promising planets I've found so far, particularly if it doesn't have water. But Jean, like that just sounds like a girl's name. And it reminds me of this girl I know, Janine, who is not my best friend. I'll say, not to put it politely, not my best friend. I mean, I don't really have enemies, but like, it just reminds me of a person I don't want to be reminded of too often. More often than I have to be. Okay, Corvax now. Vikine? Okay, so there's a decent amount of planets in. One planet with a moon. My absolute preference would be like a moon. So let's try to find a moon. 13 minutes we lasted. Oh, yeah. How long my stream lasted last time. I'd be surprised if it lasted 13 minutes. Probably should just like set up like a physical internet connection or move my setup to upstairs near my mobile. But I'll figure something out like when I actually do the circumnavigation. But right now, I'm not gonna worry about it too much. I'll just bitch about my stream being dropped rather than taking the responsible corrective actions. So these crystal things, like I googled it once. Oh yeah, like what is it? What mineral is it? Awakening. Okay. Yep. Platinum. I needed to find platinum for whatever reason, and I looked for these I mined a stupid amount of these normal rocks because these are like unique to certain systems, and I was in a system that did not have them, and I just looked for platinum forever because I knew they were in but I was like, it's like, oh yeah, they're in like star crystal like asteroids, but like I was looking around my system and just blasting every single goddamn rock I saw, thinking maybe this one is like defined as crystal lake, but no. And then I ported it over to the next system, and I was like, oh, there's a bunch of platinum all over this place, and I wasted a bunch of time. I can tell you already, I'm not gonna walk around this planet. There's a lot of red, meaning a lot of red water, meaning a lot of not being good for walking around VR. But I want to check it out because I definitely need that tree. Sorry, tree. Dangerously hot fog. Okay. Apparently there's abundant or full fauna. I don't see a single one. I mean, this planet doesn't seem particularly full to me. These are some nice tall trees though. I don't normally see tall trees this tall. Let me check this out. Like that. Not that. It's a decently tall tree. Like if they could just flesh out a forest, like have 10 times as many of these, make this 10 times denser, that'd be really cool. I mean, I don't know if Vulcan will be that much of a difference, but hey man, hey. I come in peace. I come with food. I come to admire your pigtail. I like your waddle. Seems like an exaggerated waddle. Like, I don't mean to judge, but I don't really think you need to be waddling that much. But I also never had a shell on my back or 4 legs, so maybe I'm not one in the best position to judge. Critique or offer advice. So I'll just leave. Imagine planets were actually this big in the night sky, like, besides it being cool, like, it'd be cool to see that. Like, I wonder if it would, like, have changed our evolution. Not, like, biologically, but, like, culturally or socially. I mean, it probably would have impacted it somewhat, but, like, people don't really care about space. I'm a huge space nerd, and, like, it's hard to find someone to talk about it with. But, like, if you have giant-ass planets in the night sky every single night, like, maybe people would be more interested in it. I don't know. I guess people are not very interested in the moon, so it could not be true, but... Okay, so we got a choice between brown planet, gray planet, or brown planet. Let's go with... Oh, it's supposed to be more dramatic than it ended up being. Brown planet. That does not look 15 seconds away. Yay, my stream lasted 20 minutes. Yay. So maybe I'll just finish on the system. I'm not going to push my luck too much. I'm going to have like a non-dropped ending to a stream. I'm going to take it. Okay, I'm digging this texture. I heard once that, like, if there's like a blue sun, it's like the color of your vegetation, presuming there's alien life of like even like plant like in alien life, like if it was around the color of your fauna, no, sorry, the color of your flora depends on the color of your sun. Right, so we have a green flora, or predominantly green flora, because it's the best for absorbing yellowy orange light. So if you have a different colored sun, you'd have predominantly different colored. You definitely just came into existence out of nowhere. So if you had a different colored sun, you'd have different colored flora. I don't know why that's so hard to say. Okay, you definitely came into existence too. Wow, this planet's magical. Anyway, so like I always thought it would be cool to like see it because like it's like I can't remember exactly, but if it's like black, I mean not black suns, like white suns or like blue suns, something like that. You'd have black, predominantly black flora, and I thought that'd be cool until I saw it in No Man's Sky, and then I realized not that cool. I'm pretty happy that we have green flora. Hey man, I don't want to pick up your shit this time. I just want to look at your face. Stop walking away from me. Like, you too. Like, you had to come right in my grill and shit. I fed you and that's how you repay me. Like, I know, like, practically speaking, I could use this, but like, just like socially speaking, do you think it's okay to like, because I fed you, you just shit in my face? It seems. Hey, I like your antlers. Hey, I like the fact that you seem friendly. Too small to like have any distinguishing characteristics, but this planet's alright. I mean, not anything, but these animals are all nice. Hey. I punched you, I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to do that. I was just trying to get to my ship faster. So this system actually might contain the most promising planet yet, even though the flora is ugly. How many more planets in this system? Oh, one more moon too. Cool. Okay. Oh, is that the moon right there? Yeah, I'm gonna go to that moon first, even though it's further away. I'm really hoping for a good moon. Come on, give me a good moon. Garbage moons, radioactive. I think the only moons I've seen so far have been radioactive or acidic. Give me like a semi-decent moon in like Almiki. Something. I'll make nothing. You'll make me happy. Jesus, that's like so bright. It's like it feels like a doctor's office. This is a Kia light. Oh, I'm blinded. I can't even see where I'm